دستور مدد SahibulSaif شبه مسبرين نوات أربعين تؤزلنا تخلوا تريادنا تصل حسبنا الله نعم الوكيل لا حول ولا قوة طريقة الصبر في الحياة الجميل. Our tariqat, it is based on association, and goodness comes from the association. With the sohbat, believers will know how to live. Believers will know how to die. Believers will know how to be raised on the judgment day as believers. These are the days you go to sleep with your belief, you wake up with unbelief. You leave your house with belief, you come back with unbelief. May Allah keep us and our belief to be intact, to be together until we die, inshallah rahman. The sohbat is not just for us. The sohbat, it is needed for the whole of mankind. Because the whole of mankind, they don't know how to live anymore. They don't know how to live. You call this living? This is not living. This is killing and this is dying. The way that modern man, 21st century mankind is living, it is nothing but killing and dying. Because the one who gives us life, that his name, one of his names is Hajj, life, is telling us how to live in this world. He is not creating us and leaving us alone to live as we like, to do as we like. He is saying to us, and He sent down prophets and books. He gave us intelligence and faith. He sent us holy people to remind us how to live. To live according to the one who gave us life. To live as Hazrati Insan. Not to live as Shaitan. Not to live with our nafs. That today's 21st century people, they're not living for Allah. They're not dying for Allah. They're living for their nafs and for shaitan, for their hawa and for this dunya. And when they get buried, the dunya grinds them. This is the ground, it grinds you. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala did not create us. He did not praise us to say, وَلَقَدْ كَرَمْنَا بَنِي Adam. And we have honored the children of Adam for us to be crushed by this world. He has given us a different job. 21st century mankind has lost this belief in this job, in this work, in this reason of creation. Because we believe that we're sent here just to have fun. Just to have fun. To eat and to sleep, to get married, to enjoy ourselves. There is no reason, there is no responsibility anymore. Not only to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but to the rest of the creation that is around us. That's why this whole world right now, with all the technology, with all the wealth, every day is doing nothing but killing and destroying. Ourselves destroying this environment, destroying this earth, destroying the skies. Now they're looking to other planets to try to destroy too. There's no permission. These are the times. These are the end of times. These are the times when the smoke is covering everything and you're not seeing. You're not seeing. This is the time when we are living in the West and we're asking Allah to make us to live Islam properly, to raise the flag of Islam and to raise the light of Islam from the West. We entered into holy times now. We entered into the first 10 days of Zul Hijja. That Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He has praised these days in the Quran Kareem, specifically mentioning the 10 days. The believer must feel the difference. We are not children anymore. That we say we like Ramadan, we like the Ramazan Bayram, the Eid al-Fitr, but we don't like the Eid al-Adha, we don't like the Qurban Bayram, because that's for Hajjis and that's for old people. We are not children anymore. We are believers. If believers are not feeling the difference that is happening in the air, that is happening in the skies, that is happening in this world, forget about all the other worlds. Don't be busy with that. Stick to your 5 senses. If you're not understanding the difference and you're not conducting yourself differently in these days, believer must check his faith. Even if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not sending any signs, not only of the last days, any signs to wake ourselves up in these holy times, in these holy days, believers should know. Because these are times that are holy that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has put from the beginning. It's not just happening in the last 1,000 years. The months of Allah, there are 12, and Allah has put certain days, certain months to be holy in His presence, and will always be holy. Because now we're entering into the days of the fulfillment of the 5th pillar in Islam, to perform the Hajj. How are we raising our children? To say the Hajj, the day of Qurban, it is only to eat meat. It's become like that. That's why we have people who are saying, I want to cut with you, Hoja, because I like it, but because you're not giving us goat, I don't like it, because I like to make curry goat. So I'm going to do something else, somewhere else. So our relationship now to the Qurban, if the father is behaving like that, what about the children? Now it is only for our stomach, eating and drinking. But this, in the name itself, Qurban, you sacrifice. It is in the name, Qurban. It is in the name of Hajj. Visiting what? Baytullah. Visiting what? Baytul Rasul. Doing what? To have a rehearsal. Every year Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is waking up the whole ummah to say, oh my people, oh creation, oh the ummah of my beloved one. You are not only the ummah of the Akhir Zaman, but by this action, which is the 5th pillar in Islam, this action, you are connecting yourselves to all the earlier ummahs that I've sent, because to make the Hajj is a condition, it is an obligation since the time of Adam alayhi salam. That only this ummah is continuing. Which is why we are called the nation that gives witness. This was an order given to the ummah of Nuh alayhi salam. Is given to the ummah of Ibrahim alayhi salam, which Ibrahim alayhi salam was the one who built the Kaaba after it was lifted from the time of the flood of Nuh alayhi salam. We are connecting ourselves to all the earlier ummah, and we're visiting Allah's house. What is this for? Allah needs a house. Hasha astaghfirullah. Guests. Understanding our reality now. We are guests. Guests in this world. There is an owner of this world. We have to conduct ourselves properly. The 5th pillar of Islam, that after that there is no other pillar of Islam. Preparing ourselves now for the afterlife, for the hereafter. Connecting ourselves with the earlier nations, connecting ourselves especially with the Millat Ibrahim alayhi salam. Because that is the time where Hazrat Ibrahim alayhi salam, he was given a command by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to sacrifice his son Ismail alayhi salam. That if it's not for the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because we are Millat Ibrahim, we have to follow the sunnah of Ibrahim alayhi salam and take our firstborn son and sacrifice him for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Who is understanding this? Who is believing in this? And who is giving extra shukr to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? The fathers and those firstborn sons. As a test of the faith. Of course, today's cursed scholars, I'm no longer calling them squarehead, cursed scholars, they dare to say, Hazrat Ibrahim alayhi salam left his son and his wife in the middle of a desert and calling that Ulul Azam prophet. Curse words, names. Curse is going to reach to them, those ones. No one does anything, get away with anything. The time of Qurban, which it is not just to take the animal and to cut. The time of Qurban, to enter into Ihram. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is giving special mention of these first 10 days, not only for those who are making the Hajj, but for the whole Ummah. You're entering into this Hajj times, you're entering into Ihram. What is that meaning now? Now, pull yourself back a little bit from all the nonsense that you are busy with. Take a break. Nothing is going to happen. You're fighting with yourselves. Nothing is going to happen. Take a break. Don't worry, that fight will still be there when you come back to it. You're worried about this and that. Don't worry, your worry is still going to be there. Everything is still, take a break now. Because these are holy days. That all of the actions, they are concentrating on the daytime that you're going to do now. And for those who are not there physically making the Hajj, make the intention that you are there. Make the intention that we're going to make the Hajj. And make the intention next year we're going to be there physically. So now you enter into these holy days and nights. Pull yourself back a little bit. Because this is the fifth pillar of Islam. This is the last pillar that is holding your faith. This is a rehearsal of you coming to yourselves, us coming to ourselves. That there is no difference now between young and old, black and white. Everyone is going to wear the white ihram, which is in reality your coffin, your funeral shroud. And everyone standing next to each other in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. There is no color, there is no rank. There's no other separation now. So these are the days. People who are going on the Hajj, they say, Labbaik Allahumma labbaik. Here I am. Oh my Lord, here I am. We're not going to the Hajj physically. What is that stopping us from saying that? Take some time, sit and say, here I am, Ya Rabbi. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala every night is saying, here I am. Oh mankind, here I am. In the time of tahajjud, which is why the awliya Allah is saying, every night for the first 10 nights of these holy days before the Zul Hijja, before the Hajj, the reward of you worshipping, it is as if you're worshipping on the night of Laylatul Qadr. To say, here I am, Ya Rabbi, because Allah loves us when we reply to Him. Of course, He is the one who is saying, here I am. When we say, here I am, we are making just an echo of what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying. It is a rehearsal for that. Those who are leaving for the Hajj, you're supposed to go without any intention of coming back, to go there and to die. Those who are going to the Hajj, they're supposed to be free of everything from this dunya, from your desires, from everything else. To be just worshipping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. To sit, to run, to throw, every action that you're doing. It is pulling ourselves away from this dunya, away from ourselves to the real. This is if people are understanding. If you're not understanding the real meaning of the Hajj, you can go there 70 times. Every year until you die, you can go. But if you don't understand the spiritual meaning of the Hajj, the real meaning of the Hajj, you're going to go there as a donkey and you're going to come back as a donkey. Tawaf. Why are you making the tawaf? The sa'i, Safa and Marwa. Why are you making that? Jamrat, throwing the stones. Why are you making that? Arafah, why are you making that? Muzdalifah, why are you making that? All these are the actions that we are doing. You don't know why you're doing. There is no reason why you're doing. It doesn't mean too much because it has no meaning to you. You believe, you don't know, but you're making it. We're not saying it is wrong. It is good. But if you understand what it is, it gives meaning to it, you will get the full benefit of it. Definitely. Then that time, you're not going to look at it as just empty actions that you're making. You're running around the Kaaba. You're making the tawaf. Are we running around? Are we running, circling around the Kaaba, running away from the dunya, like we are running away from the dunya? No, we're just running. Are we running away from our nafs to Allah? No. Are we running towards Allah to leave everything behind? No. Then you've not made the tawaf. For example, you're just throwing the jamrat. So many, they're saying, I'm throwing to shaitan, which is the action of Hazrat Ibrahim alayhi salam. Because when he brought Hazrat Ismail, shaitan came to him and said, your Lord made a mistake. What kind of a Lord is this? Hasha astaghfirullah. He's asking you to sacrifice your son. Whispering the same things to Hazrat Ismail also. And Ibrahim alayhi salam threw the stones at him. There's so many are thinking that pillar there is shaitan and you're throwing it. Shaitan is not there. Shaitan is in here. Have you finished throwing the shaitanic characteristics that is away from you? To say when you pick up those stones, I still have this envy that is inside of me, that is coming from shaitan, causing doubt, causing shaitan to whisper so many things to me and to give me doubt about my faith. I haven't gotten rid of it. It's still there. Throw it. Throw it out from you. Throw your anger out. Throw all the wrong desires out. Today, these days, people stay in Arafah like it is a picnic. They bring everything, including how to make tea. They have buffets. You think that is what Holy Prophet ﷺ is teaching? For people who don't have any real understanding of Arafah, they say, yeah, we just come, just stay one night, make some dua. Why not? We have nice air-conditioned tents. Because you don't understand the meaning. That Arafah, it is a gathering. It is a gathering. It is a rehearsal. It is to show us how it's going to be on the day of judgment. When you don't know the meaning, you make your own meaning to it. And your own meaning will be according to your ego. So many actions that we are doing. Shaving your head. Finally, cutting the animal. And cutting the animal to show the way that we have sacrificed ourselves is the way that we're sacrificing that animal. It's finished. You are a new person now. It's as if you have died and you have come back. Of course. You have worn the coffin and now you've taken off, you've come back. You're supposed to be a new person. If you don't understand all of this, you're going to be a donkey who went there, circling 7 times, and then you're going to be a donkey coming back. It's not going to make any difference. In the old days, one person going to the Hajj, that they take months, they come back. Person is already a saint. Everyone is rushing to kiss their hands, to kiss their palm of the hand especially. Old tradition. Asking for prayers. And that one's understanding of the world is completely different there. Because his heart is there. It's always being pulled there. He's no longer in this world and people are going to him, looking at his face. Just taking the nur from his face, it is enough. Because that has seen the Kaaba. that has seen the Hajar Aswad, that has seen the Rawza Sharif. There is a connection there. So many millions are going, they don't see anything but their own ego. We are entering into these holy times. We have been given the intelligence to think. Murids must think. Murids must take these holy days and nights to think. Pull back a little bit. Don't be too busy with anything that is going on in this world. Sit and make some zikr. Sit and make some prayers. Whatever zikr that you know, sit and make it. Pray a little bit extra. That time when you are pulling yourself out from this world and you are imagining yourself there in the Haram Sharif, you're already pulled away from this world. You are nearer to the reality of that Hajj. May Allah accept our intention. Ameen. May Allah open the way for us to be there. Ameen. May Allah bring the tyrants down. Ameen. That are showing disrespect to the holy places and to His holy ones. Ameen. May Allah protect us and give us more faith to carry our Iman and our religion properly, inshallah Rahman. To make us to be strong, not to get tricked by this world, not to get tricked by our ego and by shaitan. For us to look every day that Allah has given us as an opportunity, a chance for us to get closer to Allah. And that every day that we have is closer to our grave. And every opportunity we have to remember the death and to remember our Lord, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. May Allah forgive me and bless you. May Allah raise the station of our Sultan al-Awliya and SahibulSaif for the sake of the Holy Prophet alayhi salatu wassalam. Al-Fatiha. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.